They came at Joe Rogan and said that he was racist. I made a post on my page to let people know that Joe is my friend.
So there's a lot of things about that clip that really annoyed me. So I kind of wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinion on it. So yes, you can kind of understand why the clip annoyed me. So one of the first claims that he made is that he's known the guy for 15 years, so that he has no racist bone. And unfortunately, that's not how life works. I mean, there's a lot of people who've known people for years and come to find out they're fucked up. For example, many people have known pastors for years, close friends. They've brought them home and they fed him, gave him dinner and all that stuff. But you don't realize that behind the scenes, they've been molesting children. It has happened. There are many times you thought you knew your family member, but your family member is probably part of the cartel or doing some fucked up shit behind the scenes. Just because someone hasn't shown you their dark side doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Secondly, he mentioned that Joe Rogan didn't use his daughter as a shield to protect himself from being accused of being a racist. Now, fair play to him, obviously, because any white person would have used the opportunity in a blitz. But first of all, Joe Rogan's adopted daughter is technically mixed. She's a biracial woman. I know you Americans love your one-drop rule, but I don't give a fuck about that one-drop rule. She's mixed. So she is kind of black, but she's also kind of white. So it wouldn't even have made any sense to use her as a defense to begin with. Secondly, even if that mixed child was his biological child, there have been many cases of mixed children who've come on this platform and on YouTube and talked about how they still get discriminated by their biological parent for being of a different skin tone. So you could actually have children who are mixed and a part of your blood and still discriminate them. So saying something like, oh, he has a black wife, so he can't be racist, or he has a black child, he can't be racist, is mentally fucking stupid. We've seen many cases of that being the case, and hey, you can even look at some of the old white people who tend to have, black women on their side. Oftentimes, they still kind of like hate the race, but they always look at their wife and say, my wife is the exception, or some shit like that. And then I guess the last thing I wanted to say is that we're judging Joe Rogan for what he said. So even if, given all of that, Joe Rogan may not internally be racist or may not have any racist hatred towards another race, he still has unconscious racial bias, and he still makes jokes that he, as a grown man, should have known will piss off a lot of people, right? Now, he said these behind the scenes, so obviously, we wouldn't have known about it if it hadn't leaked, but listen, just because you've known someone for years doesn't mean you actually know them. Do you know what I mean? It's not like defense. It doesn't matter. Like, we're judging him for what he did, so he has to prove to himself that he's not racist. So that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.